Hi guys, Mr Fraser here from Neo Maths. Bright Maths, bright. Future. Right, today we're going to be learning a little bit more about inequalities, specifically what they are and how we plot them on a number line. And by the end of this session, you'll know exactly why a crocodile has just walked across my screen.
Fractions when they come up with the root sign down, lethal weapon in your mind, like a gun without a sound. No shortcut, no mark scheme, quit your chattering, it's your discipline, lets you stay true to your regimen.
Right, so let's get started. What are inequalities? These are inequalities. What do they mean? Well, inequalities tell us if a number is bigger or smaller than another number. Now, we often think of these as sort of a hungry crocodile. So, if I wrote up and I wanted to put an inequality between those two, well, my crocodile always wants to eat the bigger number. Okay, so 3 is bigger than 2, so I would write my inequality this way around. So here are a list of inequalities, different inequalities. In each of these cases, x is a different number. In the first case, we know that x, we read this as x is less than 2. I could read it the other way around and say 2 is bigger than x, but remember, our crocodile is greedy and always wants to eat the bigger number. This we read as x is greater than 4. What happens when we've got a little line underneath it? Well, this tells us that x is less than or equal to 10. This is x is greater than or equal to 2. So now you can read inequalities and you understand the basics of inequalities. You need to be able to plot inequalities on a number line. Alright, so first up, I'd like to plot the inequality where x is greater than 2. Now, in order to be able to do this, I need a number line. Okay, now we need to know something about how we represent that. Now remember, there are an infinite number of solutions for x. X could be any single number that's bigger than 2. But how would I show that range of values? Now, first of all, I need to draw a dot at 2. Now, I want this to be a hollow circle. We're going to explain a little bit and look into the difference about when we make it a hollow circle and when we shade the circle in. But because it doesn't include 2, x is any number bigger than 2, so 2.00001, well, that's included, but 2 is not included. So we use a hollow circle. And then we need to consider the rest of it. X is bigger than 2. So once I've put my hollow circle at 2, I need to draw a line with an arrow in the positive direction. So because it's bigger than 2. So everywhere along that line, x is bigger than 2, so that's included in our inequality. And we use a hollow circle because it's bigger than 2, but it doesn't include 2. Right, let's have a look at another example. Right, so how would we represent x is less than or equal to 3 on the number line? Once again, we need a number line. Again, we're going to put a dot at the number 3. But this time, we're going to shade the inside of the circle. We're going to use a full circle. We do that because this time, 3 is included. Okay, so I sometimes think of it, and it is a bit strange, but I think of it as a belly. If it includes it, if it's eaten that number and it includes that number, it's full. So we use the full circle. If it doesn't include it, if it hasn't eaten that number, then it's like it's an empty belly. It's a hollow circle. This time I'm going to be drawing my line to the left-hand side. So all of the numbers up to and including 3 are represented in that inequality and represented on the number line like this. Right, so this is a slightly more complicated example, but we're going to follow exactly the same rules. If it includes the number, it's a full circle. If it doesn't, it's a hollow circle. So this, I know that x is a number somewhere between and including -1 up to, but not including 4. So x can take on any of those numbers. So let's represent it on a number line. First things first, let's go to -1. Is it going to be a hollow or a full circle? Well, it includes it, so it's going to be a full circle. We're going to represent x in a minute. Let's do the 4. We're going to go to 4. We're going to put a hollow circle at 4 because it doesn't include it this time. And all I need to do is draw a straight line between the two. This is how we represent the inequality where x is bigger than or equal to -1, but smaller than 4. Okay, so to finish up, I want to give you a solution, an inequality represented on a number line, and I want you to tell me what the inequality would look like. Right, so how would I represent this as an inequality? Well, we're going to label our unknown, we're going to call it x. So we've got a hollow circle at 2, which means that it does not include 2. But you'll notice that we've got a full circle at 5. So it is included. So I'm sure you've already worked this out. We would write this as an inequality as x is bigger than 2, but less than or equal to 5. That's it. So now you understand how to represent inequalities on a number line. You're ready to go into a little bit more detail. We're about to learn a little bit more about how we solve inequalities and some of the rules there. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel.